lovely day. Thanks for the messages, Otto. It's awesome. And thanks for the reminder that we have a quantum gathering today. I've been on Thursday. In fact, I don't think I've been in this week, all week. I don't think I've even gone past Monday yet. I'm still trying to get past Monday. However, it's Friday. It's Friday. And it's actually really interesting day. The energy of the day is interesting for me today. And I thought that I'd talk about that again a little bit. But if you're watching and you'd like to be at the quantum gathering, we hang out from 8:30 New York time until 9 in the Jitsi. If you need the link, just drop me a message and I can share the link with you. And you can jump in and come tell us about yourself and your project and who you are and what's happening. And this will be my last quantum gathering. I do not know if the quantum gathering, in fact, I know for sure that the quantum gathering as it is now will be over after this, because the quantum gathering as it is now is being produced by me and I can't do it for the next 3 months. So even though the gathering itself is not going to stop, the production, the producer is going to be away. And I'm not sure if there's going to be another producer. If you would like to take over for 3 months, that would be wonderful. But it's a huge commitment. And anyway. So. We'll talk more about that this afternoon. But for now, I think I'm just going to run through. I'm going to try and watch the comments in case there's comments, but I know there's more likely to be evening comments than morning comments. However, I will try and watch out for them. And I know I didn't do the song, sorry. I'd like to find the song, the actual real song that you and your band did, Otto. At the moment I've just been. Anyway. Confusing, transitional day. Difficult for me to change. Difficult for me to transition. I have always had a clutch that's stuck. Even before computers. And now that there are computers and everything is so much quicker and more changey, I'm still battling to keep up. However, I have noticed in the last couple of weeks, since sitting with Minds Gaming and building the Imaginarium network, the quantum qubit, I've noticed a huge and significant change in my attitude and my feelings towards what I can and can't do and what I will and won't. Like, I lived in a situation where whatever happened, it was blamed on me, whether it was me or wasn't me. And I became so confused that I just accepted that everything in the world was my fault. And it's interesting for me to be dealing with this issue today in this process of transformation and dealing with this feeling of triumph and confusion that's coming out of these, I don't know, patches of learning and involvement, and seeing how, transitioning through things for me is not a simple thing. Like, oh, I'll do this new thing. It's a big thing. And today the energy is 9 bats, the thread monkey. And the number 9, the 9 is interesting, yes? So it's a deep feminine energy, the 9. The emotional and creative resonance, and associated with the moon, the underworld, and of course the inner hidden forces underneath the visible world. Gestation, of course, 9 months of the human cycle. So this 9 really linked to things coming to fruition. And inside of that as well, the principles of intuition, feeling, nurturing, and not necessarily just in relationships, but within yourself, the capacity to nurture yourself and to have the intuition of what you need and to bring yourself into embodied reality. And so a real level of spiritual maturity and an emotional intelligence that goes around with this 9, this number 9. The ability to take your insights and understandings and visions and convert that into compassionate or maybe empathetic action. Yeah. There are actions, in more masculine actions, which are associated with doing and success and succeeding and achieving and building, which compassion is like unnecessary, unhelpful. So subtle differences in that ability to convert into action. The energy of number 9 is very much inward, reflective, gestational, full of potential, waiting to be born. The 0, not the 1, the feeling the energy. And then, of course, that's associated with this little monkey guy who's also the thread. So the monkey swinging through the vines in the forest, this idea of not just the monkey's movement, dancing, the trickster, the energy, but the threads, the weaving, the vines, the interconnection, the thread that connects. And so you have this cosmic thread of creation and the weaving of time and destiny and fate. And of course, in Old English, the word weird, W-Y-R-D, weird, is the word for fate, something that comes, divine destiny. So this little howler monkey of today is like the patron saint or the patron icon, maybe, of art and music and storytelling. And how can I say this? Creativity becoming conscious. I don't know if, one thing we know about God, the one thing that people don't argue with about the concept of God, is that God is the creator. We don't know what of, right? It could be the universe, could be mankind. We don't know. We have many different theories and mythologies in our current evolution of these humans that we are right now. But this essential idea of God making stuff is something that all people carry. And in our Western tradition, we have this very strong idea that we humans are the children of God and created in God's image. And the only thing that we can really agree on is that the image of God is to create. And so this desire that we have to weave our lives deliberately, to play, to improvise, to turn chaos into something beautiful and ordered, and to make our story real. You know, I love that word, real. So this bat's energy brings these synchronicities, these bursts of creativity, the reweaving of fate, the living loom, where our intention is spun into outcome. And that, of course, is the principle of karma, isn't it? The idea that your intentions create your reality, your karma. Yeah. So we're on this day. I'm on this day. You'll be on this day tomorrow. I'm on this day today. Actually, it'll start at your tonight, at your sunset. This energy will, whatever. The counting of this starts in the evenings. So the thing now that's interesting to play with these two energies is, in this moment, how can we use our intuition to merge with our creativity? The feminine and the emotional and the gestational energy, that deep water of intuition and depth, interacting with, weaving, connecting, transforming, moving. And you have this idea of the weaving of your inner emotional life into a spiritual and artistic expression of the whole of yourself. Sort of like, this isn't my art, this is me. So 9 bats, the sacred loom of the heart. Sacred loom of the heart. A day to honor your intuition, your feeling, your creativity. Allow it to flow through you like the underground river of inspiration. Allow yourself to be creative. Let your art and your words, your acts of service, your gratitude, your expressions of love, be the threads that weave into your relationships. I had such a lovely talk this morning on the Minds chat with the guys there, and we were talking about women and men not, men withdrawing and going and living in their caves, I don't know, in their safe places without this aggravation of difficulties of relationships. And I was just mentioning how, like, men aren't really necessary for procreation. One man can take care of 300 or 400 women, and they can all have a baby and life can go on. So we don't need to worry about the continuation of mankind. Our cultures will rise and fall, but mankind itself, as long as there is one man, one Adam, humanity can continue. So we don't really need to worry with those fears and anxieties. All we need to worry about is now. How do we weave our emotions now into creation, into art, into words and expressions of our inner truth, to reconnect our relationships and the ideas that have become tangled, and to weave a beautiful picture and honor the feminine creativity and the new beginnings, the allowing the feelings to rise up and not needing to force things to go a certain way. And then see how those patterns begin to shape your world and what you have underground in these deep rivers of subconscious below your surface, symbolically, or above your surface, depending on how you like to visualize it, but bringing it out into something that you can do, something that you can be, the thread of the inner water. So yeah, okay. So like here it says, let's see what it says here. It says, it's a day to reflect on how your emotional world shapes your creative output. Allow synchronicity to guide your steps. Heal tangled threads through forgiveness, art, and ritual. And weave your destiny. Weave your destiny. Oh, like what could be more simple than that? Weave your destiny, guys. Oh, here's the last thing. I should read this last thing, shouldn't I? It's a potent day for artists, dreamers, and those in transformation. The loom is alive, and what you feel becomes what you make. Isn't that sweet? Okay. All right. So I thought that was fun and good, and the thing that I loved was that it spoke to me in this time of transformation for me, where I do feel that everything that I've built with you over the last how many years? 5 or 6 years. Well, basically since 2017 when I first started trying this alternative, this alt way of being. So all of that's going away, and all the structure and everything that I've built into my life is going, and something new is coming. I can't see that. So yeah, a day for intuition and going with the flow and allowing the golden unfolding to unfold, and trusting again that the end is the beginning, and that things do not end but transform. And yeah, so deep emotions and deep energy, and very cool that I can share this with you. And I hope that you too manage to have a great day. A great day. And that the quantum gathering today is going to be awesome. It will not only be the last, it will also be the first. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I've spoken too long. Okay, I'll see you soon. Okay. Perhaps at 9 o'clock tonight.